Strings. A string is a collection of characters including letters, both uppercase and lowercase, numbers, and symbols. A string literal is any text that is enclosed in quotes. In this example, Hello World is the string literal. Java has a built-in class called string that represents a string of characters and provides methods and data to manage and manipulate strings. The string class is part of the java.lang package and does not need to be imported into any class. String objects can be concatenated or joined together using the concatenation operators plus or plus equal, resulting in a new string object. A string object can be concatenated with an object reference, which implicitly calls the referenced object's toString method. Primitive values can also be concatenated within a string object. The string constructor method constructs a new string object that represents the same sequence of characters as the parameter. These code statements demonstrate instantiating two string objects and concatenating the two objects into one. String objects are immutable, meaning that string methods do not change the string object. For example, when name is instantiated, name is a reference that points to the object with the value Roy. Next, first name is instantiated and points to a new object with the value Roy. In the next code statement, name is reassigned to the value of first name concatenated with black. Since string objects are immutable, the value of name is not changed to Roy Black, but instead a new object is created, and now name points to the new object with the value Roy Black. A string object has index values from 0 to length -1. Attempting to access indices outside this range will result in a string index out of bounds exception. For example, if the string object contains the value Roy Black with valid index values from 0 to 8, using the substring method with an index value of 10 would produce a string index out of bounds exception. The string class has many useful methods available. The length method returns the number of characters in a string object as an int value. For example, assigning the variable characters to name.length results in characters containing the number of characters in the string name, which would be the value of 9. The substring method with two parameters returns the substring beginning at index from and ending at index 2-1. If this code statement executes, a new string object called newString is instantiated with the value of BLA. The parameters of 4 and 7 indicate to start at index value 4, which is B, and grab the characters up to but not including the index value 7, the characters at 4, 5, and 6, which are BLA. The substring method with one parameter returns the substring beginning at the from index to the end of the string. If this code statement executes, a new string object called newString1 is instantiated with the value of black. The parameter of 4 indicates to start at that index value, which is B, and grab the characters to the end of the string. A string identical to the single element substring at position index can be created by calling substring with parameters of index and index plus 1. If the first code statement executes, a new string object called newString2 is instantiated with the value of O. Look closely at the instantiation of newString3. The parameters are 6 and 6. No characters would be grabbed since the index value is 6 and up to but not including 6, so the substring method would return null. The indexOf method returns the index of the first occurrence of the parameter or returns -1 if not found. If the first code statement executes, POS is assigned the value of 4, which is the first index value where BLA is found. For the second code statement, POS is assigned the value of -1, since Ralph is not found in the string name. The equals method returns true if the calling object is equal to the parameter other and returns false otherwise. If the code statement executes, false would be returned since Roy Black in uppercase is not equal to Roy Black in upper and lowercase. The compareTo method returns a value less than 0 if the calling object is less than the parameter other, or returns 0 if they are equal, or returns a value greater than 0 if the calling object is greater than the parameter other. If the code statement executes, result will be assigned a positive value, 1 greater than 0, indicating name2 is greater than name3. Often, an algorithm may call for creating an empty string object. In that case, you would create a new string object as empty, as shown here. The program can then use the empty string to build a new string one letter at a time. Sometimes special characters need to be embedded into a string, such as quotation marks or the / symbol. Look at this example of a couple of sentences that have a quote, / and are on 2 new lines. Notice the escape sequence, the / in the system.out.println statement before each of the special characters. Also, notice the \n forces a new line. To recap strings, string objects can be concatenated or joined together. String objects are immutable, meaning that string methods do not change the string object. The following string class methods are non-void methods that return a value that is the same type as the return type in the signature: length, substring, indexOf, equals, and compareTo. There may be instances where you want to create a new string object as empty. Escape sequences start with a / and have a special meaning in Java.